Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daily Tactics here, and I am back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod. Now, today we find ourselves on Felucia, and these are resistance troopers. Now, they have established this little outpost here, and they came here to collect some resources, some sort of like oil or something in these barrels, and so this is of the utmost importance to them and their war effort against the First Order. Now the First Order has come to obviously eliminate that, so they can move on with their plan of, conquering the galaxy, that sort of thing. And they've sent Captain Phasma, who is right here, along with quite a number of First Order troopers, as well as 2 ATSTs, and they're gonna be attacking from 2 different sides. One over here, towards this end of the base, and one over here, where the other ATST is, towards this side of the base. Now, the base is surrounded in essentially like scrap resources and stuff like that the mining facility was using, and they decided to put it out there as sort of like cover and stuff like that, and obstacles for the enemy. And they've also filled it with mines just everywhere. We can see the mines right here. I've used them in previous videos, and I really liked using them, so I was like, we should do more with the mines. So there are mines scattered about all the debris out here that the First Order will have to navigate sort of around. In terms of the defenses for the Resistance, they've got 1 of these particle turrets. They have 4 of these beam turrets, 2 at each entrance, and then a wide variety of weapons for their soldiers. And the First Order, of course, had 2 ATSTs, and they have a multitude of soldiers. Most of them just have standard E11 rifles, but then they also have some snipers in there and flamethrower troopers as well. There's a flamethrower trooper right there. Either way, guys, I will be right back, and we can get this video started. One moment, please. Alright, you bad Larrys, here we go. We're going to get this shindig started. We're going to have to watch out for runners here, because I do think it is a bit of a problem in this battle. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of runners over here. Holy cow, okay. They're going to just run straight into the mines if they keep going. Okay, well, we got most of them, I'd say. Some of them, at the very least. Ooh, yeah, see, these runners are just suiciding. Stop suiciding. Come on, guys. There we go. Alright, I think that's all the runners. But yeah, I was doing some test runs of this battle earlier on, and I found that the runners were just going at it, and that's never a good thing. Either way, the ATST over here for the First Order is just chopping down a lot of these Resistance fighters, but it goes down, tripping over one of the obstacles that the First Order set up for them. So that already being an effective method. It's a shame, actually, for that ATST, because there was so much more potential. They needed to get more of these kills, I think, for the First Order to progress a little bit more without so many losses. At the very least, it did manage to take out this entire blockade here and 2 beam turrets, so I'd say it's a worthwhile thing. Over here, it does look like the ATST also got shot down. First Order troopers coming very, very far forward and getting fully engaged with the enemy. It seems like the particle turret and the 2 beam turrets are still alive, though, and the First Order lines is sort of erupting into chaos over here. It seems like one of the First Order flame troopers' backpacks was shot, and it burst into flames, lighting a bunch of troopers on fire over here. Oh, and it happens again right there. That's the danger of having flame troopers on the field of battle, because it can just result in pure and utter chaos, as we see with these First Order troopers just having a very tough time. All the while, they're getting shot at by artillery pieces, and they're trying to take out these troopers who are on the ramparts above, as well as the troopers who are just on the ground floor too. This is a very tough battle for the First Order, I would say. Hopefully they have enough troopers to get into the compound. We'll see if they can make this into a victory here. It's sort of unsure to me, because they are currently just getting absolutely butchered over here on this side, and things are not looking too swell for them. Let's go back on over to this side over here, and it looks like the First Order over here, they've eliminated the majority of the Resistance troopers on the outside here. In fact, all of them on the outside, and the Ramparts troopers are also, for the most part, dead. They're not really advancing forward too much right now. They're just starting to sort of proceed forward, I guess, right now. Some are still in the woods over here, too. But they really need to come forward and relieve these guys of some of the pressure from the defenses here. Get a second front going on that other end, or else these guys over here are going to continue to feel this kind of pain and just have a really tough go at it. Honestly, let's just... I know, I'm helping a little bit, but we're going to send a squad this way to flank over here, because I feel like that'd be a strategy the First Order would definitely employ. Some guys over here landing on some mines and blowing up, a few of them managing to get up and recover, but some not so lucky troopers. This is just a terrible, terrible minefield that the First Order is going to have to be careful of. I mean, the mines won't last forever. As soon as the troopers all begin to die on them, then obviously the minefield will go away, but you want to minimize those losses as much as possible. I think these guys just don't fire at the beam turret or something. Come on. You guys literally have the perfect flank here and you're not firing? Alright. Well, the very ineffective flank, they didn't do anything, and I won't help them further than that, but... Oh, it does look like these guys over here actually managed to snipe the particle turret while it was facing these guys over here, so that's rather lucky. That's as much as I'll help during this video. I think these guys were just honestly getting stalled out over here. Look how many losses they took from shelling and flame troopers and stuff like that. Ooh, Captain Phasma is still alive over here, though. That's pretty cool. She is very, very far forward, actually. Good to see her in some more battles and things like that. I mean... we don't really get to see much of her in the movies ever. Every time we do, she might die, or, well, the first time, everyone thought she died in the trash compactor, but they brought her back. The second time around, she fell into a fiery void in a ship, and so it's still sort of unclear if she's alive or dead. As of right now, we'll have to wait until episode 9 comes out to find out. But it's kind of like, every time we get to see Captain Phasma, she dies in the most pitiful, boring way. She's supposed to be this battle-hardened officer who's just a total, cool cat, but every single time we see her, she does next to nothing, and it's kind of pathetic. I really wish they didn't do that with her character for the most part. I feel like so much more could have been done with her instead of just having her continuously die or whatever. I just think it was just kind of poorly done. They sort of turned it into another Boba Fett type character where the fans love it. It's a very cool design armor and things like that, and it has a lot of potential to be a very, very cool aspect of the story, but instead they just sort of rip it away. They don't give us that much of the character, and throw it into a Sarlacc pit. That sort of a thing goes on, which is kind of a little bit frustrating for me. I don't love the fact that they keep doing that with characters, but I mean, hey. I mean, the whole Disney franchise of Star Wars at the moment is rather divisive amongst fans. It's like, there's sort of three grounds, I feel like. You're either neutral about it, you don't especially love it, but you don't hate it. You absolutely hate it, which I feel is the majority of where the Star Wars fans are at the moment towards their thoughts on Disney. But then there's the other ground where it's like, alright, these are great, these are good movies, and that sort of a thing. And I think I sort of fall into the neutral category there, the middle ground, where I'm like, there are redeeming aspects of these films, and I can find myself enjoying them as I watch them. But simultaneously, I don't love a lot of the decisions Disney is making and how they're handling the IP, which can be just uber frustrating from a fan point of view, So, I don't know. I'm kind of worried for where Star Wars is going. I'm very much so hoping they sort of learn from their mistakes and take what they were doing right and keep doing that, but then take where they were wrong and stop doing that. But you never know with these sorts of things. I mean, I did like a lot of what they did, what Disney has been doing with Star Wars. The Force Awakens, I felt it was basically a reboot of A New Hope, which is fine. I understand you need to add the nostalgia to get fans back into the series and things like that, but simultaneously it was a shot-for-shot remake, and they needed to spice it up a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it was a solid film. It did introduce some neat characters that I wanted to find out some more about, and I was excited. I was excited for what was happening after that. And then they came out with Rogue One, which I thought was a fantastic film, honestly. I think Rogue One is the best thing Disney has released from the Star Wars IP. It was very well done. It was creative. It was something not a lot of people really expected, and it seems like Disney was just having fun with it, you know? They were doing what all people should do when handling something as beloved as Star Wars, and that is, you know, sort of innovate, but at the same time, don't overstep the bounds. Oh my god, huge explosion over here from a jetpack trooper. Not jetpack trooper, flame pack trooper, and wow, that cut down a lot of First Order troopers, poor lads. But yeah, Rogue One I thought was fantastic. And then they came out with The Last Jedi, which I genuinely don't like very much as a movie. When I first saw it, I was like, alright, that wasn't bad, had some entertainment value to it, but the more and more I thought about it, I saw some videos about it, and, you know, people analyzing it and things like that, and I saw some of the criticism and scrutiny against it, and I also saw, you know, people admiring it and defending it, and I sort of landed in that grounds of, it's kind of a mess, and it's not that good. It really ruins the Force and character development, and adds way too much politics into Star Wars, and I just ended up not very happy with that film, in all honesty, which is a shame, because since then I was like, every new Star Wars film was hype for me, you know? And then after that, I'm like, wow, I don't know, Episode 9, I'm just not sure if I'm gonna love it or not. And I'm kind of worried about where this series is going, one of my childhood favorite series. I have a freaking YouTube channel all about it, like, of course I love this. I forgot to mention, there's a Rebel commander back here too. Let's name him Clyde. Clyde's got a crossbow. Kind of forgot I added him. But yeah, it was kind of just disappointing overall as a Star Wars fan to have that all happen. Yeah, but also Solo, A Star Wars Story. I thought that was actually a very good film. When it came out, people boycotted it. People were upset by all the drama involved with it, and rightfully so. It was a mess of a development for that film. It was a mess in terms of marketing, and it was brutal, you know, watching that come together and waiting for that release date because of everything that was going on internally with that film. As a fan, it's like, oh god, this is bad, and you don't want a Star Wars film to be bad, and of course not, you know. So that was a torturous one until it came out, and then I was like, okay, there were definitely some bad parts of that movie. I did not like the actor who played Han Solo. I didn't like, again, them sort of inserting a lot of American politics into it, which I don't like in movies, unless it's a blatantly political movie, but it's Star Wars. It's a science fiction adventure film. I don't feel the need to discuss politics in it, you know? In fact, I go to films to escape politics, for the most part. So that was not the most exciting part of the movie for me, but I really loved what they did with the story. I thought it was great. I thought it was very interesting to see further into the sort of the Empire, and overall I thought it was a good flick. So I was pretty happy with that one, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean, the future of Star Wars is kind of rocky at the moment. I don't know. That's just sort of my thoughts on it. I felt like sort of rambling about Star Wars for a little bit today, and I hope you guys don't mind too much. Okay, that flame trooper really went for it, but died. This side of the battle over here has really not been partaking too much. I think they lost a lot of troopers in the start of the battle, and from then on, they've sort of not been getting too involved lately. Oh, throw that grenade. Oh, what a beauty. If it had landed a little further back, it would have been better. Dang, and he died too. But it was a good attempt right there. Good to see that sort of try right there. Yeah, this side of the battle really hasn't been attacking too much. This side over here has been taking the blunt of the Force, and I have to say they're doing a great job with it. They're clearing sections of the enemy. Bit by bit, they're progressing forward and eliminating the threats, which is good to see. I don't know if they'll have enough troopers, though, because, I mean, every step of the way they took losses here. I don't know if they'll have enough troopers remaining at the end to actually successfully take out Clyde's defense over here, and we can see Clyde over here standing tall. I meant to mention him in the beginning of the battle because I always like to put a little commander in there. Actually, Clyde's got one kill. But just sort of escaped my mind. He's not from the Star Wars universe or anything like that. He's just some random dude I put into the battle for fun. And I forgot to mention him, but there's Clyde for you. Captain Phasma, yeah, we saw her die, didn't we? I feel like we saw her explode or something like that. Or am I wrong? I feel like it was over here. I think by this point in the battle, she's definitely dead, but I'm pretty sure we saw her die. So we've got one officer over here, who is actually a member of the 501st First Order Legion, which is kind of funny that was added into the mod, but also kind of cool. I love the blue on white armor on basically anyone, whether it be a stormtrooper, clone trooper, or First Order trooper. But I just decided to make them into officers for this battle, just as something a little bit unique to see. Again, these guys over here just not progressing forward. If they were to be attacking simultaneously, oh my god, huge flame trooper movements right there. Wow. All right, and there we go. There's that simultaneous attack I was talking about. That's going to be huge right there. Oh my god, and more flame arcs reaching on in there. And the First Order begins to infiltrate the base over here. And it is pure chaos as people are on fire and things like that. They didn't manage to make a full push on in there, but they got in enough to take out an entire block of defenses over here, as well as some guys over here, I believe. That was huge. That will be instrumental. So the resistance really right now they have this entire block right here, which can't really shoot the First Order as they enter in over here. They've got these guys over here who can sort of. It looks like we have an officer walking on in here trying to get more of his troops to follow him. It didn't end up working out. But then we've got the very back defenses over here with Clyde. And I mean, these guys were slightly injured. They've taken some losses, but they're still standing pretty tall. And then these guys over here. So Resistance doesn't have that many troopers left, to be honest, but the First Order simultaneously does not either. And I don't know if they're going to have enough to really compete here and make this happen. Here we got a sniper over here. I wonder if their snipers are one shot, one kill. Let's see. Oh, there's some sort of invisible wall there. I want to see. No, it's not a one shot, one kill. Okay. You know how the clone DC-15X sniper rifles are one shot, one kills? So, and there's a CIS rifle that's like the E7 sniper, I think, that is a one shot kill. And so it always sort of interests me with the snipers of the different factions to see how powerful they are or not, because one-shot kill rifles, I mean, come on, they can be very, very powerful. These guys over here, the flanking group I sent forward, it looks like they only end up losing one trooper ever in this battle. They didn't really do anything, and now they're just sort of chilling over here too. These guys over here still, they're doing that trickle thing where they send a couple troopers in, not nearly enough to overwhelm the enemy, and they just end up dying in hopes of getting like a sneaky shot off on someone. Most of them are taking cover behind the walls over here, like way over here, which is not great. Yeah, the first, oh my god, wait, there's a whole bunch of troopers way back here who aren't moving forward. All right, come on, you guys have to join in the battle. You can't just hide in the forest the whole time. That's wimpy. You weren't trained for that. Alright, so the First Order does have a few more troopers than I initially thought they did, because of those guys in the very back. So they've got maybe 50 to 60 troopers total. I'd say about like 70% of them are over on this side. Ooh, and we got a few guys actually running on in here and managing to make it in. That's good for them. If that guy could run over here and get a grenade off, that'd be huge. But yeah, like 70% of the battle is happening over here now, and very few troopers actually remain over on this way. Let's also get these guys over here too, and just sort of get the forces to concentrate at the doorways, because they just don't seem to be wanting to make the push. And if you don't push them, then they will stall out this battle until it's an hour-long event. A lot of you guys do end up saying like, hey Daily, I'd really rather you didn't control troops and things like that, or whatever. And I do understand it. I totally understand it. I don't like interfering in the battle myself, but every once in a while it's like the AI is being so dirty, or they're just not proceeding forward or whatever. And I've actually done a video where I did not interfere at all. I let them do their own thing, and it was a very similar situation like this, an attack and defend type of a deal, and the video was over 60 minutes long by the end of it, because the AI was so slow, and it was kind of a running gag during the video, like, oh, I'm not gonna touch them, I'm not gonna do anything, and they ended up just being me sitting there and watching and not really having anything to commentate on, and the AI doing absolutely nothing, because that's what they do when they can't really proceed forward much further, is they just sit there. I didn't end up uploading it because I felt like it was a piece of garbage video in the end. It was not very fun. Nothing really happened, so, you know, and that's what's happening over here. Like, there's no attacking. So I'm going to just send some troopers in here, work on sort of getting them to do an actual attack. We're just going to rush them over to this side, and then they can fight on from there. But every once in a while, you just have to guide the AI into more appropriate positions. And, you know, just sort of get them to begin moving, and sometimes it might give one side the advantage, sometimes it won't. But if you don't do it, then the AI will just sit there forever, and it will be a boring video. So I do hope you guys understand that sometimes it does just have to happen. That's probably the #1 criticism I get during my videos, is stop controlling them. But I think a lot of people don't understand, because they've never used the editor, that these things could end up being over 2 hours if I don't do it sometimes. Like, it gets to ridiculous levels of terrible if I don't, on occasion, interfere. So I do hope you guys understand that. Either way, these First Order troopers that were over here, they've been getting bombarded pretty heartily by some grenades, and a lot of laser fire. They're really trying to take cover behind these crates, but it's not working out too well for them. These guys over here, who they could have potentially gotten a lot of kills of, are virtually untouched, and they're continuing to wreak some havoc on their lines. So things are not going too well for this side. And then over here, these First Order troopers at the front entrance are still getting creamed on by the enemy, and they've only got like 10 troopers left. It is looking pretty abysmal for the First Order right now. I don't think this battle is any longer winnable. But why don't we just Hail Mary some the last of these First Order troopers into the base over here. They take a few shots, but they ended up getting on in there nicely. And then these guys over here, they're in a position where they can't shoot anyone anymore. Ooh, big grenade over here. Dislodged a lot of the First Order troopers. Very nice, very nice. I kind of want to try just having some fun with this guy, in all honesty, like the Flame Trooper. I won't do it, though. I won't. You know, if he wants to fire it, he'll have to do it on his own. I won't command it to the point where we're just killing blocks of men because I wanted to mess around with the flamethrower. And then let's try pouring these guys in. Perhaps we can sprint them in this way while they're distracted by the guys behind the crates. And it looks like that is somewhat working. A little bit of fire towards the end takes out a few of the troopers, but some of them did manage to make it in, and perhaps they can rotate around these crates and get some kills with grenades or something. But no, in fact, there's only 2 left now. And there's, of course, the guys over here at the crates. Yeah, I mean, just a total loss for the First Order here. Why don't we just bum rush them this way? Alright. Yeah, those guys ended up dying. There's one sniper left alive over here. Was he stuck? Oh, not really. Okay, he died. And there's one soldier way out here who never ended up going in. He's actually a sniper with 3 kills. That's not bad. Alright, buddy, why don't you just retreat? But either way, guys, the battle ended about 5 minutes ago, in all honesty. Like, the First Order, just their numbers waned way too much that they weren't going to end up getting this W, and they ended up getting killed. But they did a valiant effort here. They did end up getting quite a number of resistance kills. Overall, red being the resistance on the field, yellow is the First Order. So they did a great job. They put a lot of effort into it, but the resistance defenses were just a little too much for them, and they succumbed to the amount of losses. Either way, guys, I do genuinely hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your feedback in the comment section about it. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. I really do hope you enjoy these videos, because that's why I make them. I want you guys to enjoy them. But either way, comment and subscribe if you did, and check out my Instagram, Twitter, Discord, Overtone, Steam group, all those fun links in the description if you would like, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.